So guys, another crappy day, raining all day, another walk with the dog. I want to talk about my daughter today. Right, she's gone to a funeral. It was one of her teachers. He also taught my oldest son as well. He's only 34. They dropped the phone then. He's only 34. He was diagnosed with cancer 6 months ago. He had an appendix operation and they found a cancer on his liver. And it was less than 6 months ago. And unfortunately, 2nd of January, I have to spin round because that dog, 2nd of January, he died. Now, in my entire life that I can remember, I've only ever known 2 people with cancer. One was my grandmother, and one were a friend of mine who died about 10 years ago. And he was quite a young man, but he got lung cancer and it was aggressive. It spread all over his body. He was a heavy smoker of Camel cigarettes. And yeah, but that's only 2 people I've known in my entire life before. Now, in the last 3 years, the guy who does electrics at my house, the electrician, he's got cancer. A friend of mine who I've known for a lot of years, he's just got bowel cancer. Another friend in England, he's got bowel cancer. So that's 3 in last sort of well, 4 years, you know, all since these jabs. And it's been on news, hasn't it? Cancer is rising. Why are young people getting cancer? And that's what's been on the news. And again, it's like just after the jab started, people started having heart attacks and cardiovascular strokes, all these other problems that come with it. My sister-in-law is actually confirmed vax damaged. She lives in Denmark. She didn't have the mRNAs, she had the AstraZeneca, and on the day she got her injection, she collapsed and it turned out she got blood clots. She's alive, she lived, fortunately. But this was pre-April 2021 because Denmark and all those countries banned AstraZeneca. They all said, oh well, they stopped using it because of blah blah blah, it's not as effective, or all other reasons that the British government and other governments said that many European and Scandinavian countries stopped using AstraZeneca. It was not because of that, it was because of safety concerns. They knew it was dangerous, right? Unfortunately, UK kept having it. Now, again, since the injection, my neighbour's husband died, next door neighbour, well, ex-husband, he was in his 50s. My wife's friend's daughter died, she was 36, with 3 kids, heart attack. He died next door, heart attack. A client of my wife's had the injection one day. She said she felt really ill after having the injection that day. That were a booster though, that one. And 2 days later they found her dead at home, heart attack. Now, it's all gone quiet on it, hasn't it, because it was safe and effective, and they don't want to talk about it. There's so much other things what they try and cover things with. In fact, they don't talk about it at all now, and that's the problem. Many people have died. My mother, my uncle and my aunt all died in the last 2 years. They were all injected. Now, they were also old, but my mother weren't demented, but as soon as she had the jab, she started getting dementia. She'd forget to phone. She used to phone me on a Sunday. It was like a religion. We'd phone each other in the week, and then on a Sunday she'd phone me. And after she started having jabs, and nobody could get to see her, obviously, because of lockdowns and all that bollocks, she just forgot to phone. Didn't know what day it were. But anyway, all in all, people we've known that have died of at last, come on this way, Where does the road? Come. You want to go that way? People have died. It's been about 11, 12 people we've known in circles that have died over the last, well, 4 or 5 years now. Since the injections, I can say every single one have died since the injections. I've never known so many people die. Now, there's a couple of websites on the internet. Now, I know a lot of people who are injected are just going to go, oh no, it's not the job. They aren't dangerous, they're all safe and effective. I get you, but I'm not putting 2 and 2 together and making 5 here. It's windy and all. I'm not making 5 here from 2 and 2. These are facts. There's a website called Our World in Data on Tinternet. Right, and that shows you all deaths over 5-year averages. And if you compare it to countries that, if you just search countries, high and low vax countries, I think it's one of the American papers, New York Times, comes up with a map, and you can click on, or you can run your mouse over the map, and it'll tell you what % of the country was vaccinated, right? So if it's high vax, you can see like it's 80s, and if it's low vax, it's 50s or lower. Not every country, well, and you can compare that to Our World in Data. Now, if you go to high vax countries and then put them into Our World in Data, the high vax countries have all got ongoing high excess deaths. The countries that had low vax, 50% say, rather than 80s and high 80s, have got low deaths or normal deaths, and sometimes below the average. Whereas every single country, including UK, America, Australia, all Western countries have got better records. Africa's not got a good record on updating data on the deaths. So they're all Western countries, Eastern Europe and stuff like that, Bulgaria and all them lot. They've all got data, and they're the low vax countries. And if you compare every single one, every low vax country has not got an ongoing excess death thing going on now. This is ongoing right now in 2025. But the high vax countries have all got above average deaths, 10%, 7%, 8%, whereas again the low vax haven't. It's well worth checking out, and the government are not talking about it, because in my belief now is that I don't know whether I can't imagine, well, I don't know if it were on purpose, but these vaccines have killed and are killing a lot of people, and the people responsible for it need to be jailed. Even now, Biden's give Fauci protection. You can't sue the vax companies. So if they were safe and effective, why can't you sue if you've been damaged? Why can't the people responsible be sued if people have been damaged? Anyway, that's my 2p.